Greetings, fellow humans. Welcome to the Brandon Lunch Bunch. We're a group of business owners and professionals in Central Florida, and we're getting together to share tips and ideas on doing business in these stay-at-home COVID times. Online meeting services provided by A Better Choice Network Solutions. Brandon Lunch Bunch is a production of Pacesetter Media.
Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the October 2020 Brandon Lunch Bunch. My name is Dave Loebig with Pacesetter Media. I'm your host today. And again, today we have a Brandon Lunch 2, me and Yovi. And today I'm going to be speaking about lighting and a little bit of frustration. I and some others in the media, similar businesses, have had. We don't think people quite get what needs to be done to improve their look, and it is changing lighting. It's the most fundamental thing, and that means changing your physical environment a little bit. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. Yovi, what's your topic?
Good morning, everybody. I am Yovi Fermin, Realtor with Charles Rothenberg Realty. And since we are in the Cybersecurity Awareness Month, I will talk about wire fraud when it comes to real estate transactions.
Excellent. Thank you. And you're up first, so take it away.
Oh, thank you so much. Since October is the Cybersecurity Awareness Month, the Florida Realtor magazine posted an article this week about wire fraud awareness. Wire fraud is one of the fastest growing cybercrimes in the United States, and consumers need to understand the risks that exist within every real estate transaction, especially if they are purchasing a home or refinancing. Some of the risks include scamming which criminals posting as the buyer's or seller's attorney, real estate agent or brokerage, mortgage broker, or title or closing agent. They send fraudulent emails instructing home buyers to initiate wire transfers to illegitimate accounts. These scams, which often appear credible because of the specific personal content contained in the email, have the potential to defraud home buyers out of tens of thousands of dollars over the course of a transaction. As realtors, we have a critical role to play in educating and protecting both home buyers and sellers when it comes to wire fraud. How do we do it? One of the ways our office, Charles Rothenberg Realtor, protects our customers is by providing a wire fraud prevention notice when initiating a transaction. So when you sign a listing agreement, when you sign an offer to purchase contract, together with that, you will be signing this notice. And some of the information contained in this notice include recommending the buyer, seller, and the respective attorneys and others working in the transaction refrain from placing sensitive personal information and any financial information in an email directly or through an email attachment. When there is a need to share social security numbers, bank accounts, credit card numbers, wiring instructions, or similar sensitive information, our office strongly recommends using a more secure means, such as providing the information in person, over the phone, or through a secure mail or package service whenever that is possible. In addition, before buyers and seller wires any fund to any party, including their attorneys, title company, mortgage broker, maybe real estate broker, we recommend they personally call them to confirm the destination and that the information is legitimate. Like, for example, confirming the account number is correct, that they are sending the instructions in the amount that is being wired. We also recommend they call the title closing agent personally to a different number from that of the email, and they can obtain this number from the contract or they can go to the website and get a number from the title company's website. And they can contact me and I can provide them the number. And so we always ask them not to use the phone numbers that is contained in the email if they have any suspicions. And in addition to that, we have them sign the notice acknowledging that it is their responsibility to verify and confirm those wiring instructions with the title company or closing agent, and to obtain verbal confirmation prior and after sending the wiring amount. So according to this article that came this week, the FBI Internet Crime Complaints Center received 467,361 complaints in 2019, an average of nearly 1,300 complaints per day. And they also recorded more than $3.5 billion in total losses. And in addition to that, COVID-19 created a new global cybersecurity threat with the number of registered fraudulent emails and text messages spiking, especially in the early days of the pandemic. And as real estate transactions become more digital, cyber criminals continue to get more and more creative in their efforts to defraud. And it is so important for borrowers as well as the real estate industry to remain vigilant by protecting the data and by following the best practices when sharing personal and financial information. So we're always trying to educate our customers by providing this information in the early stage of the transaction so they are aware and remain vigilant. And that is my section for today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. There I am. Now I'm back. Thank you.
No problem.
Now I want to talk about lighting and physical space that you're using. We're using cameras and we're using microphones and software. I think a lot of people think it's all done in cameras and software. And actually, photography and even sound, and of course, video, it starts with the fundamental is the lighting that's hitting you, and in microphone case, the sound that's hitting the microphone, but it's physical space and how it works and all comes together. And I think that's something that people don't quite understand. It's fundamental, the physical space and the lighting that's hitting you. And no matter what camera you use, the right lighting will improve what it looks like. You either just have a fuzzier image of good lighting or a crisp image of good lighting. But I want to show you this. I did some experiments with lighting. Now, here's my natural lighting in the office. It's a window on my right. It's the only thing that's lighting me in this shot. Notice I have a lot of light on my right, no light on my left, and it's spilling onto the background. Of course, now I have to physically change that. And what I did, the next option, I turned on a bunch of lights. I've got 8 bulbs to my front bouncing off the ceiling. So it's a very bright light source coming high from my front. And notice it now washes out the lighting from the right, but I had to physically change it to do it. And better yet, at least for an even coloring, it's this lighting, and this is with the window on the right closed. The blinds are closed. But what I had to do, it was physically change it. And I'm going to show you some other options that illustrate some problems. This is certainly one of the problems I've seen in on online meetings is lighting coming from the side or any number of different directions. But here's some other problems I've seen. And this is almost not a problem. Notice that I have the background is a little brighter. It's a small light near the floor shining up on the background. I might experiment with this some. It looks kind of nice, and I'm going to put it to my behind me middle, see how it works. But notice it is a physical change to the lighting that made this change. Now I'm going to cause a problem. Now it's so close to the wall. It's this big bright spot that's right behind me. Now here's the problem. the camera is seeing that extra light, and it's probably waiting towards the middle of the scene. So since this bright light is near the middle, it's reacting to it more. If this bright light were to the edge, it won't react as much, but it's adjusting the lighting. The lighting from my front is the same as here, but the camera is adjusting for the bright light behind me, so it's making the entire scene darker. But notice what I did. It's a physical change that caused this lighting difference. And now here's another version with the light off to the right, shining back towards the camera. The camera's adjusting a little bit. Here's another example where it's actually, boy, if the light was a lot dimmer, it would just be kissing the side of my face, putting a little highlight there. Now it's actually slapping the side of my head that put that lighting there. But notice the camera is reacting to it. The rest of the scene is darker, and it was a physical change that caused this. If I had something like this, either things shining in the back, I've seen windows behind people with light leaking through. The only way to fix that, or the best way to fix that, I should say, is to physically change it so it's not there. And that's the first thing I want to talk about today. Mostly the only thing is that physically changing the lighting, your setup. That's just what it takes. It's not just click in the software, little adjustment to the camera or something like that. Good lighting or good photography and good videography starts with lighting and where the light falls. Now, you might want to experiment with artistic, but to do that, you have to control your lighting. Move things around so you control your lighting till it looks about like this, a big broad light source, and then play with it. I'm going to show you this again just to get to the one, to play with something like this, to go from this to this, right? Control it so you have lighting about like this first, and then play. What else can you do? And control that lighting that's shining on you. If you're going to play, but you have to physically move lighting around. You have to physically change the setup. By the way, the microphone is best closest to. The closer it is, the better. Again, it's physical setup. I move the same microphone 8 feet away. It's going to be a much worse sound. But resign yourself to the fact that you need to physically change your setup to improve the fundamentals. And that might mean as simple as getting some lights. It might mean painting your back wall as I did. It might mean rearranging entirely. It all depends on your priorities, your budget, and the time you have for it as to how much you should do. And that's my tip this week. Control your physical environment, control the way light falls upon you to improve the fundamentals of your appearance on webcam video.
And Dave, I did, right? From
Yes,
last time, I changed my location. So I noticed that the last time, all I did was just move my desk around. Last week, I had a picture frame behind me, but then the light, it was reflecting on the window. So it was still reflecting on the camera, making it darker. So all I did was change the desk around and then just close my window behind.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
that looks nice.
Right?
And that's what it takes. And it takes some experimenting. You had your frame last week. You found there was a reflection, so you changed. And that's what it takes. It is an ongoing process
yes,
to do all that.
Always improving a little bit. So I'm so thankful for these tips because it's helping me look better on camera, and also it gives me practice.
Excellent. Thank you. So I know you'll like what I'm going to talk about next real quick, because I'm going to share my screen and show you this. Is that shared? Yes, that is shared. This is Bob and Brad. Go to Bob and Brad. This is the one exercise that will improve your life forever, so they say. And it's more or less what you see here. Go find them on YouTube. This is a stretching the shoulders back exercise. Go check them out on YouTube. Remember to stay active. Go to Bob and Brad, do those exercises, and we will see you next time. Thank you.
Until next time. Thank you so much.